I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna be playing PowerWash. I got this Warhammer 40,000. It's downloadable content for it, and I just kind of wanted to play it, mess with it a little bit. I did a little bit of this already, so I'm gonna actually just finish off on here. I mean, I barely started, so it really doesn't count. But anyways, yeah, I just want to play this, take it easy a little bit. My head's been hurting lately. This is a nice little game where I can just kind of relax. That's what I need. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Yeah, I guess. Now, I've never played this Warhammer anything. I don't know anything about it. But I do know I love PowerWash Sim, so yeah. We're gonna play it. I did the SpongeBob. I didn't make any videos of it because it's really hard for me to find time to do videos. I mean, I feel like I'm taking time out of my little girl's, busy days to do videos. But I'm gonna play anyways, so I might as well record while I'm playing. And she doesn't mind. She actually loves to watch me, but I still have guilt. And, it's just kind of noisy sometimes around here with the dogs. And she don't mean it, but with her, it's a little noisy. So, it's just something if you don't mind it, that's great. But, not much I can do to curtail that at all. It's pretty much gonna be a everyday occurrence, or every video occurrence anyways, mostly. There may be some times when it's good and quiet, but it's not gonna be very often. Sadly. And everybody says, oh, you wait till she grows up, you're gonna miss that. That is so true. That is true. I will miss it. She's getting to be a big girl already. And you probably don't hear this very often, but thank goodness for her autism, because she's still mommy's baby. How many other 11-year-olds, can you dress up in little ruffle outfits, put bows in their hair? 90% of them is gonna be like, no. But she's okay with it. She likes it. She wants to feel pretty, and that's what makes her feel pretty. And I love dressing her up in her little pretty outfits. And she has her days when she wants to go, I don't even know what it is, goth, I guess. I guess it's goth, I don't know. She wears a lot of black. Some days, like emo, I guess. I don't know. I don't even pretend to know. I look at the item, and if I think she'll wear it and enjoy it, then I buy it. I don't mind. That's her little personality coming out, and I'm okay with that. Perfectly fine with it. And with the autism and stuff, she don't, making friends and stuff. She don't have a lot of friends because it's harder for her to make friends because she's intellectually, she's not 11. She's more like 7 or 8, maybe. So she doesn't play well with kids her age. They want to talk about boys and makeup and their hair, and she wants to talk about Hatchimals and Squishmallows or whatever. I don't even know what half of the stuff she likes is. Oh, and she loves the little people play sets. She'll sit there and play with that stuff for hours, and it is like you go to buy it at Walmart and it says like 3 to 7 or something is the age group, and I'm like, not really. Not for her. She loves that. She'll sit there and play with them little people for hours. She's her own little person. She goes at her own pace. That's why I homeschool her. I'm not going to have her, taken advantage of or any of that crap. And, if you are familiar with the channel much, I talk about her a lot because she pretty much is Mommy's whole wide world. And you probably already know the crap we went through when I put her in public school. It was horrific. If you don't know, you probably don't want to know. It was so traumatic for her. It was awful. Awful, awful, awful. And so that's why Mommy homeschools. And she has a little group that she goes to with a bunch of other special children, and they all get to play together. It's usually about one night a month. They get together and they just play for about 3 hours. They do activities together, just whatever they want to do. Sometimes they have little beauty contests, which everybody's a winner. I'm totally down with that. It's just good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, I tried to put her in public school. And where we lived, there wasn't much in the way of special education. And at the time, I didn't have her diagnosed. I didn't have her officially disabled. We were in the process of getting her diagnosed. And so I enrolled her in school because she wanted to. She wanted to give it a try, What kid wouldn't want to? And I'm not going to be one of those that hold her back. So, yeah, I let her go to public school. And it was so bad. Those kids were so mean to her. She was bullied so much. The school that I had to send her to, because we lived in a small little town, really didn't have much to offer as far as special education, and they kept saying they couldn't do anything for her. And so they put her in a regular classroom with regular third grade level children, and she's not quite there. She's if it's something that she is hyper fixated on, she will study it, the ins and outs and ups and downs, and she can probably teach a few professors some things about it. But if it is something that she doesn't care about or doesn't want to learn, you're not going to teach her anything. And so, they kind of tested her. And they was like, oh, she's on first grade reading level. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't like to read. And they're like, you got to do something about that. She can't be, illiterate. And I'm like, she's not illiterate. she has, problems learning. So they did some testing. They said, well, she doesn't really have intellectual disabilities. I'm like, yeah, she really does. She really does. And so they didn't find any. So they stuck her in a regular classroom. I don't think they had a special education department. The children that were special education had to go sit in the resource teacher's office in her room. So I don't think they wanted her to be in a special class where she would, fit in a little bit better. They didn't want that. They wouldn't let me send her for like just a half a day or anything like that. So it was a learning experience for me for sure, because she was treated so badly. The other third grade children bullied her so bad that her hair almost halfway down her back, beautiful little blonde curls, and one of them little heifers or boys or whatever ended up putting gum in it. She would come home from school with like mashed potatoes in her hair, where they threw stuff in her hair during lunchtime. Y'all. So, I would say something, I'd mention it, and they're like, well, she's got to learn to get along with the other children. I'm like, no, she doesn't. They need to, kind of be watched better. I wanted to be really ugly about it. But, yeah. She got bullied really bad, and at one point they put bubble gum in her hair, and it was just mashed in. There was like 3 or 4 pieces, and I couldn't get it out. I had to cut her hair up to her shoulders, and she cried and cried and cried and cried, and it was just bad. It was a bad experience. It got to the point where I couldn't force her to go to school, and once you signed up, getting out of it was like freaking pulling teeth. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have never done this. Should have never done it. But I finally, the last straw, and I don't know what is with me, but I put up with too much crap. I put up with all that, and I still sent her to school. And the last straw was when she come home. And she was coming home, she was just physically sick from the pressure. She would come home crying, get off the school bus, get on the sofa, and just cry herself to sleep. Sometimes she would vomit. She'd been crying for so long. And I still, I was like, well, you have to go to school. I signed you up. This is what you wanted. We're going to see it through, at least till the end of the school year. Y'all, she come home about a week later off the bus, just crying and crying. She was like, I got in trouble on the bus. And I was like, why? She said, I was standing up. And I said, well, what the crap? And I had already asked them to please make sure she at least sits behind the bus driver. I know that they can't do much because the bus driver don't have a helper or anything. It's a small little school. And I was like, can you at least make sure she sits behind the bus driver so he can kind of keep an eye on her? And all the other kids are usually in the back and keep her out of all that. Well, she come home. She was like, I got in trouble for standing up on the bus. And I was like, why in the world were you standing up? And she said, well, the boys come up there and they wanted me to take my pants down. I was like, what? She said, yeah. She was like, they wanted me to take my pants down. And I told them no, and I was going to get up and move my seat because they wouldn't leave me alone. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I called up to the school board and talked to them, explained what was going on, and they said they would get to the bottom of it to just let them handle things. Well, they confirmed that there was boys, bigger boys, sitting with her, but they don't know what they said to her. And I'm going to tell you right now, my little girl, she don't lie. Not to mommy about important things like that. Now, she might do, I put my shoes, or I put my clothes away, and then you go in her bedroom and it's not, or something like that. But about important stuff like that, and especially when she's upset, she don't lie. And so I knew she was telling the truth. And I told them, I said, this is real. You need to figure it out, because even if it's not her, there's going to be someone else that they're going to be trying to get to take their pants off on the school bus. Well, they found out the children that were behind it, and they said they'd been dealt with. Good old me. I'm like, okay, we'll just let it go. We'll just let it go, I guess. And then not even 2 days later, I think it was it may have been 2 days later. Yeah, I think it was. She got off the school bus and she was crying. And I said, what? She said, I got in trouble for screaming. And I said, why was you screaming? She said, because they told me to. And I said, what was you screaming? She said, well, they told me to say the N-word, to scream it really loud. And y'all, I don't use that word. I don't use that word. And I just looked at her, I was like, the N-word? She said, yeah. And then I screamed it really loud, and then I got in trouble, and I was like, as you should. You shouldn't even know what that is. She said, I do. It's the N-word, Mama. And then I just looked at her, I was like, what did you scream? She said, I screamed the N-word. I said, what is the N-word? She said, what they told me to scream. Y'all, she actually screamed the N-word out loud and not the word itself. Because she's innocent like that, and I love her like that. But because she was screaming on the bus, she still got in trouble. So I called up the school board. I said, you know what? She's just not safe. She's not safe. It is probably the same freaking children picking on her, trying to get her to do stuff that I don't approve of. And especially with them trying to get her to pull down her pants. I'm done. I was like, I'm pulling her out. Well, you can't just pull her out. And I said, you know what? By God, I will. She's my child, and I will pull her out anytime that I feel like she's not safe. I said, I don't think she's safe. I said, so she will not be going to school tomorrow. She will not be going to school next week. I said, she will not be going back to that school. Now, either you can let me sign her up for homeschooling, or she's just going to be truant. I was like, because that's just the way it goes. I'll go to jail so she don't have to go to school. I was like, I'll take her and I'll leave the state. I'll leave the country. I don't care. She's not going back to school. I was done. So done. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. I put up with way too much crap that I shouldn't. But yeah, that's my girl, and that's why she's with me all the time. That's how we roll. It is me and her against the world. And of course, Dway. She absolutely, totally loves her Dway. And that is Dreas, if y'all don't know. She loves him. He's so good to her and so good for her. He's a wonderful person. And she's happy. I've not seen her so happy in a very, very, very long time. But yeah. And now she's kind of like, so Mama, do you think maybe I can go to real school? No. Absolutely no. I'm sorry, but I am going to shut that down right now. That is not happening. But she's doing good. She's learning at her own pace. Yeah, that freaking school, they were like, this child is so far behind, she can't even read the Cat in the Hat books, and you know, you can't just let her slip through the cracks like that. Well, then, right before I had to pull her out, we got her diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and she also had been going to a therapist just to get some things off her shoulders, to have someone to talk to. Well, she was having night terrors and stuff, and so the therapist diagnosed her with what is that crap called? Anxiety. And she, you know, I went back to the school and I was like, this is what she was diagnosed with. I guess, you know, since she's got so much going on, I'm going to try to get her officially disabled. And I was like, well, that'll be the only way that we could do anything for her. And I was like, okay. And that one teacher was like, well, besides, you know, for each disabled child that we have in our school system, we get an extra $7,000 a year. And that could go a long way with books, which, you know, I understand. I understand that. I used to have a lot of wonderful school spirit, but yeah, it changed really fast. I was like, you know what, you people are not, you're not getting no extra $7,000 a year. That's literally all they cared about was that money. They were not going to fix up anything for her. I went to sign her up for an individualized learning plan for her, and her therapist was like, you know, it's too stressful for her to be in that particular environment. If they don't have a special education class where she'd be more comfortable, then maybe they can limit her down to half days or something like that, so it's not so stressful. She can go home before they go out on the playground. She actually got pushed down on the playground and her stomped on by the other kids. Cut her little face. They cut her face. I guess they kicked her or something. I don't know. Anyways, so we were trying to get it where she would be home before that time, you know, so she could still be going to school, but be away from stuff and situations where the teachers were too busy to keep an eye on the children, which apparently was playtime and lunchtime, which that's really sad, because what if a child is, you know, choking to death? They wouldn't know it. But again, I took it. I let it go and I dealt with it. But they wouldn't even let her go half days. It's like, oh, we can't do that because like we said, she didn't have a learning disability. So even with her being diagnosed with autism, there's really nothing we can do. I'm like, what in the world? So I was okay to pull her out. To me, I was done, and all the crap that was going on, I was over it. I had put up with too much. Way too much. And, you know, I probably did more damage not protecting her from that. So, yeah. But anyways, I get on a freaking rant like that. I could talk for 12 days. Yeah, so anyways, she's fine now. She just gets a little lonesome, and I wish there were more play groups and stuff for her down here where we're at now, because she misses that interaction. But other than that, she's doing great. And I want to tell y'all, that school said she couldn't even read the Cat in the Hat books. I get her back homeschooling her, and I know my child. She loves stars, constellations, anything to do with space. Loves it. That is her jam. So I buy her this book about constellations, and I'm like, well, when we have school, Mama's gonna read you this book, and we're gonna learn a little bit. She was like, can I see it? I was like, well, sure, but you know, you can wait till tomorrow, and Mommy will read it to you, and we'll have class on it. She was like, I can just read it right now. And I kind of chuckle. I'm like, oh, okay, baby. And she's just sitting there. She's like, the Milky Way galaxy is in something constellation. I'm just like, it shocked me so much. I'm like, where did that come from? And then, just to test that theory, I hand her this Cat in the Hat book. Not Cat in the Hat. Pete the Cat, I guess, is what it was. I hand her that book, and I'm like, okay, let's read this first. And she's like, no, I don't want to, Mama. I'm like, well, let's read it. I was like, read me the first 2 pages. And she's sitting there, she's like, the cat. And I'm just looking at her. She's like, I can't read it, Mama. I'm like, yes, you can. She's like, no, I can't. Can we do the space one? And I'm like, I guess so. I was like, but you got to read me a page of it. She's like, okay. And then she picks it up. She's like, the stars and moon are something of the galaxy light years. And I'm just like, what in the crap? Cutest thing I ever seen, though. But that's what they didn't understand at that school. You know, she will learn what she wants to learn. You can't teach her something she doesn't want to learn until she's ready. So what I did was I taught her that those are the same words. The boring book has the same words as the fun book. And sometimes you have to read the boring stuff so that you can get to the fun. So we made it where if she would read, you know, a page or 2 of the Pete the Cat, then she could read more pages of the Galaxy book. And it worked. She read that stuff. I mean, it took her a minute to connect the dots. You know, the THE is the same in both books. It's the same. Her little mind didn't work like that. They were totally different because that was a boring book, and it was too hard for her. But the stars in the Milky Way galaxy, constellations, and light years, that one was the easy book. So you have to give a little bit. And she excels at math, which a lot of autistic children do. But she loves math, and I I don't know, some of that stuff that she does, she'll just get on like a YouTube, I guess. I don't know what it is. And watch these videos. And then she sits there, she's like, Mom, I need this, 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 and this so that I can build this contraption. And it's all like engineering crap. And she'll sit there and she'll play that engineering stuff, watch those videos, and then she wants to go build the things that she watched. And she can do it. I'm just amazed. I'm amazed with my daughter. Totally amazed. If you find the thing that makes them shine, they'll shine so bright. Now, I'm not going to pretend like she's, you know, a perfect angel. Ooh, this child, she's got issues. She also has oppositional defiant disorder, ODD. Oh, Lord, y'all. She can grate on your nerves. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what she's arguing with you about. She's right and you're wrong, and that is it. You cannot convince her any different. And even if she knows she's wrong, she's still going to argue with you. Because that's apparently what that disorder does. And she can't not do it. She has to talk back. She has to argue with you. And she's just right and you're wrong, and that's it, and that's all. And it's not about everything. It doesn't happen very often. But sometimes it's just, that's all there is to it. It's awful and it gets on my nerves. But it would anyone. You could sit there and say, oh, it wouldn't get on my nerves. My child could never get on my nerves. Bet. You better think again. Where is all that? This has got some issues somewhere. Maybe it's here on the bottom? Yep. But, the oppositional defiant disorder, you know, a lot of people struggle with that because they say, oh, that's just bad behavior. It's really not. It's really not, because I can tell when she's just being naughty, typical kid, you know. I can tell when her autism is causing her to act a certain way. And I can definitely tell the ODD. See what her autism, and I don't know why, but they've kind of mushed it all together now. But she has basically Asperger's, which is now labeled as autism. So that's what she has. But she also has mid-functioning. She's not high-functioning autism. They tested her and said she's mid-level. And she has Asperger's, which is autism. I'm so confused. But I can tell each and everything that they've diagnosed her with. I can kind of tell what's causing what. Her Asperger's, usually it makes them kind of standoffish, but it can also make them very, very friendly. They don't meet a stranger. And that's the way Bella is. She's easily manipulated because there is no stranger danger. You can tell her, don't go in the road, because if a car hits you, it can kill you. It can hurt you bad. And she's like, oh no, Mama, I'll just jump over top of the car before it hits me, and it won't hurt me. And I'm like, no, darling, you can't do that. It's gonna hurt you. No, I can do it. You just watch. I can do it. I'm like, no. So, you know, you have to watch her going to the roads and stuff. She has no fear. And then there's snakes. You know, we live in the South and there's snakes. And so I'm like, baby, you got to be careful when you're outside. If you see a snake, run. She's like, why? And I said, because they'll bite you. And then, you know, some of those snakes are poisonous and you can die. You could have to go to the hospital. All kinds of awful, scary things. She's like, no, Mama, them snakes won't hurt me. They won't hurt me. They're my friends. Like, she thinks that she's friends with snakes, so. But anyways, that's just Bella. You have to kind of watch her really close with some things and let her be her own little person. So I don't know what this tank is. I guess that's part of the game. I ain't never played this. I don't really play those kind of shoot 'em up games. This is loud, isn't it? Look. Wait. Uh-oh. Why can't I pick it up? Did I break it? Uh-oh. Maybe I did. Maybe I broke it. Oh well. I don't play these kind of games here. Well, I play 7 Days to Die because I freaking love it. But, like, tanks and guns, other than killing zombies, no. Not my cup of tea. I can't. Oh, I got it. Did I get that, though? Yes, I did. I'm gonna try to get in that crack. I think I got it. Some of this is just so hard to get to. Gotta be like freaking right inside it. And then there's something up on top that I can't get to. Alright, let's move you. It is not lighting up with an F. Alright, get away from it. Nope. I have broke it. Glitch! We can spray there. Over here. In here for sure. There. Look at all that under there. Alright, I'm going to work on this and I'll bring you guys right back because I'm sure this is torture. Alrighty, so we're at 99%. I thought I'd bring you back, but I do want to also check out this building because look at this. What is that? Look at it. It's kind of awesome. Ooh. Look at that. Are you anything? No. I'm kind of something or other. I don't know what any of this stuff is, but you guys might, so. Ooh, nice. Keep going up the ladders. Don't know what this is. Anyways. I just kind of wanted to show you guys around. There really isn't anything here. PowerWash We used to have gnomes everywhere. But, I'm thinking they don't have one. Or I just didn't see it. And that's fine. Alright, so let's look. Whoa. Let's go to here. Whoa, what am I doing? We gotta do the engine armor. So, the engine would be in the back, correct? Yeah, oh, there it is. This one, somewhere. Oh, in there. Okay. Let's scroll down and see what else we gotta do. Last cannons. What are you? No. Can't. Okay. Right there, maybe? Okay, you're fine. It's this one. Oh. Whoa. See anything? Oh. Yeah, over here on this side. Crazy. Well, inside of there is stuff that I can't get too well. Keep hitting my head. Let's see if I got a different nozzle. Try that one. That might get in there a little better. Might not. Crazy. Oh. Well, I mean, we can skip that one for now. Let's go back to the good nozzle. Nope. We got another one somewhere. Must be on the other side here. Oh, yeah. Let's move you over here. Yeah. I mean, like, how are we supposed to get up in there? Whoa. Oh, flip. That thing is in my way and so it won't let me move it. Oh, I didn't even do that. Good lord. That was just an awful job on that. Alright, let's try this other side. Maybe I can get to it from a different angle. Okay. Wait. Outer track hatch. Okay. Move you out of the way again. So, up there. Don't see anything else. Oops. Sometimes all you gotta do is just change change your point of view. Canon. Gosh darn it, is that this? Yeah. That's not it. Oh my. Oh hey, this is a pretty good little angle. Kind of. Ooh, dude. I might need you. Come. See that. These are good. Maybe I should stick to what I was doing. All right. Toe ring. This thing's got a toe ring? Who's going to be able to tow it? All right. Track armor. It's just this. Outer track armor. Outer track armor must be this side. Oh. Okay. There's a lot of places I missed. Oh no. I'm the worst. The absolute worst. Get away from that ladder. You don't want to climb a ladder right now. Got more important things to do than climb a ladder, goofy girl. If y'all could only see me right now, I'm like scrunched down in my chair, eyes squinted. Oh my. I swear I ain't right in the head. Let's check you out over here. I don't really see. Inner track and outer track. Yay! Inner track. Inner? Is that this? This. Oh. We're getting there. This one. Okay. Check. Down here. And is it this one as well? Yay! We did it! Courage and honor. Complete the Land Raider job. So we also got a Steam achievement. Look at us go. Look at us go. And I got to yickety yak to my peeps that I love so much. There we go. Boom. And so the next one is Redemptor Dreadnought. Nice. But that's for another episode, y'all. Thanks for letting me vent. I feel much better. Sorry if I hurt your ears. It's just I had to do something like this. I had to do an easy one where I could just blah, blah, blah the whole time. So anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.